Travel in midlife just hits different because suddenly you realize that there isn't endless time anymore. You want to see everything, do everything, feel everything, and still remember it when you get back home. And no, I don't want to come home from my vacation feeling like I need a vacation to recover from my vacation. Some people think that travel in midlife means slowing down, but that's not me at all. I'm a Gen X woman. I want depth and adventure. And I mean, frankly, I want to go and see and do things before my body gives out on me. So I'm looking for travel that not only, is exciting, but actually is meaningful as well. So I think travel for me, the number one thing that fulfills me the most is the learning aspect. I love learning about other places, the history, the culture, the food, the landscape, the just everything about it. And so, I think for me, travel is one of those things that unlocks that lifelong learner inside of me. Here's the thing about Gen X. We grew up with hustle culture. I mean, vacations for us, at least for my family anyway, we took 2 that I can really remember. And it was pack everything in that you possibly can. We loaded everything up into the van and went on vacation. And, to be honest with you, there's a lot I remember about those vacations, but I have forgotten a lot of it. And so, we really collapsed by the time that we got home. And so for me now in my life, I still want adventure. I still want that excitement. I still want novelty, but I also want to slow down and really experience it and be able to remember it and tell some of those stories once we're done. Traveling isn't about just checking the boxes. It's about it's a mix, right? It's about doing and being. So it's not just the checklist, and it's not just sitting and, watching the ocean in a lounge chair on the beach. It's got to be a mix of both, right? Meaningful travel for me is what starts to unlock some of those feelings and wake me up. It gives me something to learn about, to connect the dots, to discover something about myself that I might not have otherwise discovered if I wasn't in, some unusual situation. Travel affords you more opportunities to be in those situations and to learn a lot more about yourself and the others that you're traveling with as well. So here's my travel philosophy for a Gen X woman in midlife. The first thing is to fill your senses, not your schedule. I want to see as much as I can, do as much as I can, but also leave enough time to make sure that we're really experiencing those things and have the opportunity for those moments of discovery and learning and clarity, whatever it is. The second part of my travel philosophy is to choose moments over proof. That perfect photo is not as important as the memory that you store in your brain, right? It's about the way that places make you feel. It's about the discoveries that you have. It's the way the air felt. It's the smell of the trees. It's the sound of the birds in the jungle. So yes, I like to capture things on my vacation, but and this is for those of you, who you are, who are viewing life in your vacations through your camera lens. Stop that. Choose the moment, not the proof. Third piece of my travel philosophy is travel to find you, the best version of you. So, I've talked a lot about how putting yourself in unusual situations in different moments can unlock pieces of you that you didn't even know were there. But it's also really important to remember who you are as well. So it's great to travel and get out of your normal environment because it cuts out the noise. You start to think differently about yourself. Just being in a different physical and mental and social environment can really start to unlock some of those things that you don't even realize yourself. And so, my advice is travel, whether it's far or short or, even just a micro adventure, helps you to recover who you are. In midlife, travel stops being a break and it starts being more like a reconnection with yourself. It's a reset. It's where you get to hear your own thoughts again. It's where clarity happens because distance, as I said, has this magical way of showing you what really matters in life. Think about it this way. Reinvention doesn't happen in your living room or your kitchen. Well, not usually, right? Reinvention happens in those moments where you get yourself out of autopilot. You remove some of the normalcy of your life. When you experience something that is new, that shakes you, that gets you to think about something a little bit different. That's where reinvention happens. And you have to move yourself out of your normal routine in order to find that. If you're in your 40s, 50s, or beyond, and you want some travel that makes you feel alive again, that's what this channel is all about. Not perfection, not luxury for luxury's sake or travel for travel's sake, but finding meaning, clarity, adventure, and maybe a little bit of midlife magic. So truly, thanks for being here. And remember, the detour is the damn point.